Then there is the GSP Plus issue on which Sri Lanka's exports are dependent at this moment. That is a lifeline which is keeping us alive. But GSP Plus is neither a gift or an entitlement. The continuing enjoyment of GSP Plus is dependent upon compliance with 27 international instruments, principally the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, democracy, human rights. If there are no elections, if elections are being deliberately not held, then the very basis for enjoyment of GSP Plus is eroded. Now, we are in a situation today where provincial council elections have not been held for 3 years. As I address you today, there is not one single elected member in any provincial council in any part of the country. Now, it is very much our wish that this will not happen to local government institutions. Honorable Presiding Member, it is a happy coincidence that you have, in perfectly good faith, presented a private member's bill. Your bill was published in the Gazette on the 14th of October. It was presented to Parliament on the 8th of November. Before that, the Honorable Imtiaz Bakir Makar presented a similar private member's bill. The object is the same, to increase the threshold of youth representation and women's representation. The Honorable Imtiaz Bakir Makar's bill was presented to this Parliament 4 months before the private bill of the Honorable Premanath C. Dolavatta. Imtiaz Bakir Makar's bill was published in the Gazette on the 2nd of June and presented to this August Assembly on the 6th of July. Now, the principles in the bills are sound. There's no question about the principles of the bill, and we entirely accept the Honorable Premanath C. Dolavatta, Attorney at Law, in perfect good faith, presented this legislation. But we will not allow that bill to be made use of as a pretext for the postponement of local government elections. There is a view, I hope it is not correct, that the government is planning to take up this bill, the private member's bill, and to have it enacted next week, soon after the budget. This is not possible. It cannot be done in accordance with the laws of this country, and we will do everything in our power to resist this insidious attempt in this House, in the country at large, and before the Supreme Court of the Republic. The legal position, Mr. Presiding Member, as the process of holding this election has already started. It started on the 20th of September. It is ongoing. It cannot be interrupted, it cannot be subverted, it cannot be suspended by any attempt on the part of the government. The law requires that 340 local authorities in this country must be in place before the 20th of March next year. This means that the last date on which these elections can be held is the 27th of February. There is a period of 10 days notice for nominations. The nomination process takes 1 week. Then starts the election campaign, for which the minimum is 5 weeks and the maximum is 7 weeks. The principles contained in the Honorable Premanath Dolavatta's bill are prospective. They are for the future. They are not retrospective. They cannot be hijacked in the way that an innocuous provincial council bill was hijacked for the purpose of postponing these elections. They have still not been held. We know that that was a bill connected with women's representation at provincial councils. The government introduced about 30 new pages at the committee stage, subverted the entire content and objective of the bill. We will not allow that to happen with regard to the conduct of local government elections.